Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nikki, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for being here. It is lovely to see you again. Today's video is a really random topic. It's something that also really is very close to home for me, and I feel like a lot of people may be able to resonate with this, and I feel like it's something that I don't see spoken about a lot. I wanted to make a video about it and express it for anybody who has a similar experience to me, and just put this out there to validate you in your experience as an optimist, that it is okay to be an optimist, that it is a good thing to be an optimist, and that any negative feelings you may have developed around this idea of you being naive are merely projections of the world we live in, right? And the paradigm and lens that a lot of people operate through is this idea that most of the time things probably won't go your way, and that if you have a dream to follow, that's great for you and that's beautiful, but it's only wishful thinking because things will probably not end up the way that you want them to go and you'll be a starving artist. Like, that's kind of the overarching narrative, and the belief that if you do think things will work out, then you're being silly and unrealistic. And I just wanted to make this video to, first of all, say that's literally not true. The actual truth of the matter is that if you just put your mind to something and decide you're gonna do it, you can totally do it, 100%. Like, there's no reason why not. And a lot of the time, the reasons why we can't do those things, or why we feel we can't do those things, are the limiting beliefs that we place on ourselves, or the limiting beliefs that have been, programmed into us based off of the people that we grew up around, based off of just the world we live in, and these beliefs that are not our own beliefs about the way the world works that then get, placed onto us, and it then makes us feel silly for not accepting those beliefs. And I think that's just so sad, because that is a beautiful thing that you naturally believe things will work out for you. The truth of having that trait is that it then makes it more likely that things probably will work out for you. That is the trait that allows you to get back up and try again, which then ultimately, inevitably, will get you to whatever goals it is that you're trying to achieve, right? And so when people say that it's not realistic to be an optimist, what they're actually saying is that most people in the paradigm that they're operating through will not succeed. Yeah, it is more likely they're not going to succeed because they're operating through that paradigm of I'm not going to succeed. The only way that things definitely won't work out is if you give up and if you give in to a pessimistic mindset, right? Think about any household name like Steve Jobs or Oprah or anybody you can think of right now. They did not get there by being a pessimist, right? Like, they only got there because they failed time and time again and kept getting back up and trying again. And now they are who they are, and they have the success they have because they were optimistic people, because they were resilient people, because they didn't listen to that paradigm that was being projected onto them at all times. And yes, obviously they're talented people, like they gained that success because they also were offering something of value to the world. But it's also not like they're these extraordinary humans that for some reason things worked out for them and things won't work out for other people. Like, no, the reason that they got to the place where they are now is simply because they were resilient. And that's why it's also important to maintain awareness of who you surround yourself with, and are the people around you helping you to nourish those goals and dreams and desires of yours, or are they kind of pushing that negative way of thinking onto you? Obviously, a lot of the time when people are projecting fears onto you, it's because that's their own fears that they hold within themselves, and they want to keep you safe. They want to keep you protected. And when they don't match that energy, it can feel kind of disheartening. So just know that when that type of thing happens, it doesn't mean anything about whether or not the thing is going to work out for you. All that interaction reflects is that is the world they're living in. And sometimes I feel like it can annoy people, being optimistic in times when things like seemingly are falling apart around you. Not being annoying, that if they find themselves annoyed because you're being optimistic, because you're being hopeful, that is their own issue that they need to work through, right? Obviously, the people in your life, I'm sure, are coming from a place of love, and if they're not, that's a whole other problem. But, I imagine most people are coming from a place of love, and that's a beautiful thing, but don't let that hold any weight in terms of what you believe is possible for you. Like, you feel excited and hopeful about whatever lives in your heart because there's a truth in it. And so don't let others' lack of excitement about those things because they're being dictated by paradigms of fear. Don't let that mess with your mindset. Don't let that mess with your way of seeing the world. There's also just such a deep, beautiful wisdom in the idea of being foolish and naive. If you do want to give into that idea of like, sure, maybe I am foolish, maybe I am naive sometimes, that's not always a bad thing, right? A lot of the time, it's that foolish, naive, childlike energy, which allows people to create the most beautiful things, to attract the most abundance, to find themselves among like-minded people. And ultimately, it's impossible to find success without having a little bit of that Fool within you, you know? Because ultimately, the Fool stands for belief and hope and just the belief that things will work out. Think about any invention, think about any big business, like all of the big things in this world that ultimately manifest into reality are only there because there was somebody to come up with an idea crazy enough in the first place and to be insane enough to believe that it would work, right? So it's a beautiful thing. Don't let go of it. It's necessary. It's there for a reason. Don't let anybody shame you into thinking you need to suppress that optimistic energy. Please no. Please no. Just because we live in a pessimistic world does not mean you have to let that change the way you see things. Just because the people around you aren't as optimistic as you doesn't mean that you need to dim your light. So yeah, this is a short video, random message, but I just really felt like letting it out because it's been a really big part of my life. Like, I'm that person who believes everything happens for a reason, and I feel like that can get really annoying, especially when hard things happen. But I do believe that there's a deeper reason that everything happens, and that's a whole other video that I wanted to make a topic about. Is just like the beauty and significance of pain and of going through dark times, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that then makes everything else so beautiful. When you experience grief and these horrible emotions and depression and anxiety, like, it makes the lack of experiencing those things so beautiful. And without that contrast, we wouldn't be able to experience the awe and beauty that we are able to every day, you know, when you're in a good place. And so that's a whole other topic, but yeah, don't let go of your optimism and of seeing things glass half full just because others around you don't see things that way. Like, it is such a beautiful thing to see things glass half full and to remain hopeful. And ultimately, that mindset is what is going to get you way further than a lot of people. That mindset is what is going to give you the ability to get back up and try again, and to ultimately become the most successful, highest, most abundant version of yourself, is that trait that you hold. So don't let others, you know, cramp your style just because they're not on the same wavelength. Yeah, that's everything for this video, I guess. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for listening. Yeah, I just really needed to get that off my chest, and I hope that resonated for somebody watching, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. If you watched until the very end, leave down below a duck emoji. I don't know why I just thought of ducks. I'm looking at a lake. That's probably why. Leave down a duck emoji. Yeah, I guess that is everything. Thank you so much for being here. It was lovely chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So I guess that is everything. Have a lovely day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next video. Sending so much love and good vibes and good energy your way. And if you're currently in a space where you feel like anybody is dimming your light or not matching your energy when it comes to something you're excited about, please just take this moment to give yourself that authority and autonomy over your own life back, right? Like, why does their energy have to dictate what you do with your life? So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for being here. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.